In this video, I want to discuss the fact that the pre-filter field can be bound not one-to-one by type to the field of the rows part. For example, here we have a manually generated select. It's the same as this select. And they are bound like this. Here we have a number field, and it's bound to the number field. Here we have a string field, and it's bound to a string here. But it doesn't have to be. For example, we form a select by the same table here. Let's do insert after. Let's call it select now table name, it's a select. Let's write the code for the select. This is the current table. The field is string, where A, B, C and so on. Order is not important, we erase everything else. Optional parameter all is on by default. We put it right away as default value. This is the path most often used to create select pre-filters. If we bind it to this string, the pre-filter will not work. Why? It is a select by base id, because there is no reference to base field in the function in select code. If we select B here, we will see in the base not B, but the rows id. Accordingly, for this pre-filter to work on this table, we need to bind it to the id instead of this field with string values. This is an important point. For selects, you should always look at what is the base, and bind the filter to the field with bases, not with displays. Accordingly, the binding field here will be id. Save. Okay. Let's try. For example, say B, go. Now we see a row with B. Now one other rather common thing with non-standard binding selects in a prefiler. These are checkboxes. Here we'll create a checkbox field, select its type, checkbox. We leave it that way for now. Some of the rows are checked, some of them are unchecked. And we want to make a pre-filter that will allow us to choose I want everything checked, I want everything unchecked, or I want everything. It's convenient to do it this way. We create a pre-filter named select checkbox. Field type select, which we form manually. Here we do not fill in, we leave all. Let's use a non-standard display of all values for this parameter. Note that we want to create it manually and we will have two values. One is false and the other is true, as a value in a checkbox. A tick is what is shown to the user, but inside it is stored as true or false. Here we write all with false, and here we write all with true. Okay, and save it. Now we have a select. We still need to bind it and set a default value. Here is the binding. I have copied the name of the field before. Set all as the default value. Save. Let's see how this works. Now all values are selected. Let's select all with true. The value there is true. Go. And it filters rows with ticks. If we say all with false, go, we will see the ones without ticks. All values shows all values. Quite often it is used the following way. There is a price list and it contains deprecated values. You can make a column unused. And goods with a tick in this column no longer sell, not be able to add them to orders. Then by default we usually want to see not all, but only those that are used. In this case, we set the default value instead of all false. And when a person goes into the table, we need to refresh. But refresh doesn't reset the pre-filters because they are encrypted in the address bar. The eraser works, and here we see the default value false. We've discussed two interesting things about using selects in pre-filters. Selecting the binding field, because the base may not match the display, and using manual select generation to filter on a checkbox field. Look for more interesting points about how pre-filters work as homework. Practice on your own.